A train passes through the countryside. Little or no rain fell for several years. He often made trips by train. It was produced by Paul Thompson. The economy of the United States began to slow down in 1929. Hunger and sickness were widespread in these areas. The period became known as the Great Depression. This song was recorded as a demo. These areas of Texas, Oklahoma, and other states became known as the Dust Bowl. He did not like to say much about himself. This song is about the dangers of coal mining. The long lonely whistle is coming from the train's engine. I learned from all of you. This little Grammy goes to Norah Jones. The daughter of legendary Indian classical musician Ravi Shankar and former promoter Sue Jones, Norah appeared more amazed with each new honor. John Mayer is an Atlanta, Georgia-based singer-songwriter. Norah Jones is the 23-year-old singer. Come Away With Me is her debut album. Woody Guthrie was a songwriter and singer. Woody's mother, Nora, was a schoolteacher. Our studio engineer was Audrius Regis. Woody's early years were happy ones. The show was their first public performance. His music affected many people. The loss of his daughter and his wife's suffering ruined Charles Guthrie. Huntington's chorea destroys the brain and nervous system. Woody never forgot her death. Wind easily blew away the topsoil. He became a well-known musician. He began drinking alcohol. The Guthrie family attempted to hide Nora's problems. She was called Lefty Lou. It is called the dying miner. He also might develop the disease. Few U.S. music fans knew the name Norah Jones. An all-star rock lineup performed the Clash's song, London Calling. The vocal group NSYNC delivered an a cappella rendition of the Bee Gees' greatest hits. Her debut album, Come Away With Me, generated 8 Grammy Awards. Farm owners did not pay these workers much money. Many Americans lost their jobs over the next several years. Woody Guthrie married Mary Jennings in 1933. They had one of the most popular radio programs in Los Angeles. A short man is playing a guitar in one boxcar. He met many kinds of people during his travels. Americans faced the troubles during the Depression. His sister, Clara, spilled oil on her dress. Other newcomers introduced themselves to the global television audience. The New York City native won a series of Downbeat magazine student music awards as a teenager. Later, he began performing on a radio program with a friend, Maxine Chrisman. Woody liked to communicate with other people through his music. Woody was living in the town of Pampa, Texas in the 1920s. Woodrow Wilson Guthrie was born in 1912 in the American state of Oklahoma. New York natives Simon and Garfunkel kicked off the evening with a rendition of The Sound of Silence. He also learned songs from many different parts of the country. These songs told stories about love and death and difficult times. Today, we begin a two-part story about songwriter and singer Woody Guthrie. He did capture the Best Male Pop Vocal Grammy for Your Body is a Wonderland. She lost control over her actions and speech. The Guthrie family lived in several towns in Oklahoma and Texas. The 45th Annual Grammy Awards ceremony took place in Madison Square Garden in New York City. His mother was in a hospital for insane people. He is just a 16-year-old kid at the moment. John Mayer, an Atlanta, Georgia-based singer-songwriter, was the lone male entrant in the Best New Artist race. She was a largely unknown artist to the general public. Among the highlights of the 3.5-hour telecast were two tributes to recently departed stars. Her debut album, Come Away With Me, swept each of the so-called Big Four awards: Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. The list is this: Run DMC, The Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Cool G Rap, Master Ace, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Dr. Dre, All the NWA, KRS-One, Treach from Naughty by Nature, Nas, Tupac Shakur, Biggie, Notorious B.I.G., Jay-Z. The 23-year-old singer took home an armload of Grammy Awards, 8 in all. He wrote songs about common people and social issues in the 1930s. Eminem performed Lose Yourself from the soundtrack to his starring film 8 Mile. The show returned to the East Coast metropolis after 4 years in Los Angeles. He began helping labor organizers establish unions to help the workers. He did not want people to know that his mother was in a hospital for insane people. Woody joined other young men to play music at dances in the town. Woody Guthrie left the radio program in 1938 to travel around California. Woody Guthrie left Pampa to travel around Texas and the Southwest looking for work. Eminem journeyed from his hometown of Detroit, Michigan to perform Lose Yourself from the soundtrack to his starring film 8 Mile. Woody Guthrie traveled around Texas and the Southwest looking for work. However, Woody found this life exciting. The only sound is the long, lonely whistle coming from the train's engine. Inside the train's boxcars are groups of men sitting or lying on the floor. I saw hard-working people suffering under debts, sickness, and worries. Her debut album, Come Away With Me, generated 8 Grammy Awards, including sweeping each of the so-called Big Four awards: Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. He learned to play the harmonica by watching an old man play the instrument. Woody learned how to play the guitar by watching his father's brother play. Woody earned money by playing his guitar and singing. I pride myself on always being bigger than the moment. Most of these Dust Bowl refugees could only find seasonal farm work like gathering fruit from trees. The people seem to have lost all hope of improving their lives. The Guthrie family lived in a small farming town called Okima. Woody wrote a song about them called Dust Bowl Refugees. They honored Joe Strummer of the punk rock band The Clash, who died December 22nd at age 50. They honored Maurice Gibb of the Bee Gees, who died January 9th at 53. Norah Jones thanked Arif Mardin, Jay Newland, Lee Alexander, Dan Reeser, and Jesse Harris, who produced the demo. He is singing a song about men who look for work. Conditions had become worse for many people who had lost their land. Woody's father, Charles, was a businessman who bought and sold land. The workers lived in camps that were often dirty and had no running water. Nora Guthrie suffered from Huntington's chorea, a disease that destroys the brain and nervous system. I want to name off the people that inspired me to bring me where I am today. I can't believe what's happened to it. In one boxcar, a short man with long, curly brown hair is playing a guitar and singing. In Pampa, the oil fields dried up. In California, Woody earned money by playing his guitar and singing. In the 1920s, Woody was living in the town of Pampa, Texas. In the end, the soft-spoken singer let her music do the talking. Because of this, the Guthrie family became more private as they attempted to hide Nora's problems. On weekends, Woody joined other young men to play music at dances in the town. Years later, Woody described what singing meant to him. Over the next several years, many Americans lost their jobs. Like many other people, Woody Guthrie left Pampa to travel around Texas and the Southwest. This time last year, few U.S. music fans knew the name Norah Jones. Ultimately, however, the night belonged to Norah Jones. Accepting his Best Rap Album award, he listed the artists whom he considers his greatest influences. Because he had no money, he would jump on the train's boxcars. When I saw hard-working people suffering under debts, sickness, and worries, I knew there was plenty to make up songs about. When Woody was young, his mother sang him songs she had learned as a girl. When you sing a song, it reaches out and enters people's ears. As time passed, Woody's mother began acting strangely. Although the New York City native won a series of Downbeat magazine student music awards as a teenager, she was a largely unknown artist to the general public. While she rested between trips to the podium, other newcomers introduced themselves to the global television audience. While he failed to convert on that win, he did capture the Best Male Pop Vocal Grammy for Your Body is a Wonderland. A short man with long, curly brown hair is playing a guitar. The best part about singing is that you can sing what you think. The oppression and bad conditions in the workers' camps made Woody Guthrie angry. Farms in many areas failed because little or no rain fell for several years. Guards on the train would throw the men off. What affected him most was the suffering he saw. The only sound that can be heard is the long, lonely whistle coming from the train's engine. The first musical instrument Woody learned to play was the harmonica. One of the first songs he wrote was about leaving home. The music I made would be considered popular music. The Big Apple, as it's popularly known, figured prominently in the proceedings. The men are dirty, and their clothing is torn. This song was recorded as a demo, and I can't believe what's happened to it. The show returned to the East Coast metropolis after 4 years in Los Angeles, and the Big Apple, as it's popularly known, figured prominently in the proceedings. She stated how blessed she feels, and what a really lucky year she had. I just want to say that I pride myself on always being bigger than the moment, and smarter than the moment, and I'm just a 16-year-old kid in this moment, and this moment is kicking my ass. One day, his sister, Clara, spilled oil on her dress and accidentally set herself on fire. The Guthrie family left Okemah and lived in several towns in Oklahoma and Texas. A song reaches out and enters people's ears. He traveled to New York City and became a well-known musician. You can tell all kinds of stories in a song and put your ideas across to another person. 3 years later, Woody left his family and traveled to California. It makes them jump up and down and sing it with you. But because he had no money, he would jump on the train's boxcars and ride for free. One of the first songs he wrote was about leaving home and fleeing the Dust Bowl. I pride myself on always being bigger than the moment and smarter than the moment.